Hello guys, this is Sammy from hackerbad.net, and today we're going to have a look at how to anonymize your online gaming. That means how to change your IP address and how to be anonymous in online games. I'm going to demonstrate this with Path of Exile and Warframe, two very average online games. And first I'm going to show you some of the basics of how the internet works and how you get to anonymize yourself. So, if you don't want to hear this, please just skip over it in the video. So, usually what you do when you use the internet is, this is your computer, you connect to your internet service provider, which then connects you to the internet and the web servers. That basically means that the web servers and your ISP get to see where you are in the world, what you're doing, where you're going, and so on. So it's not very secure, and there's no way to change your IP address and location in the world, and so on. Now, what can solve that problem and anonymize your internet surfing and using is either proxy servers or virtual private networks. Proxy servers will basically connect from your ISP, internet service provider, and then connect you to the web servers. This is not as secure as a VPN, which will, in addition, encrypt your connection to the server. That means your ISP doesn't get to see what you're doing. And basically the only guys who know what you're doing is the VPN itself and your computer. Obviously the VPN will then delete this information because that's what their job is, to keep your data private. So, in my opinion, the virtual private network is clearly the way to go. It's just as fast as a proxy server, and it is a lot more secure, especially if you're living in a country where certain agencies are spying on people. Let's just say that. Let's not say any more than that. Alright, so that is basically how you anonymize your gaming and web experience. Now let's have a look at how to actually do it. You know, the nuts and bolts, or how do you say? I'm not even sure. I'm from Switzerland, whatever. So here's the program I'm using. In my opinion, this is a virtual private network. In my opinion, this particular one is the best one out there. Among other reasons, because there is a prepaid option and you don't actually need a credit card to get this one. All right, with other services you usually have to give them your credit card, and they're going to charge you monthly or annually, and that kind of sucks, and a lot of gamers don't really have credit cards. And this one is, in my opinion, the best one. They delete all your data, you get to buy this prepaid mode, and it's pretty fast and pretty awesome. So how do you do it? As you can see, I'm already connected. I cannot show you the dashboard because it shows my original IP address and everything, but rest assured I am connected to a server. I'm in Switzerland right now, but I'm connected to a server in Davenport, Iowa, as it seems. I have no idea where exactly that is. It seems to be here, so whatever. Davenport, Iowa. Yeah, so that's my IP address at the moment. As you can see, I can change that anytime I want. As you can see, there's a country selection. I can choose servers in Switzerland, Frankfurt, Arizona, Illinois, a lot of US servers, a lot of UK, Canada servers, and some smaller ones, Germany servers, France servers, Italy servers. There's everything. So basically you get to change your location in the world to whatever you want. You can be in Israel, you know, for all that they know, the people that you're connecting to anyways. You can be in Malaysia, you can be in whatever, in the Philippines. There's a lot of choice. That's not a reason why I like this one a lot. By the way, if you want to get this software, you can find the link in the description of this video. But now, let's get to the good stuff. So how do you anonymize your gaming? Now, in order to do that, you have to go to Secure IP Bind, alright? This is another option that not every virtual private network will provide you with. Here you get to choose which applications or processes on your computer are actually anonymized when they connect to the internet. So for now, as you can see, Internet Explorer and Chrome are activated. Your browsers are active by default. why I am in Davenport, Iowa, right here. Alright, so how do you enable this for these two games, for example? So how that works is you basically go to add a new application with this little button right here. Then you browse through your folders, and I have to be careful not to show any data that I don't want to have shown. And as you can see, here are my MMOs. This is my MMO folder. Now, this is just the main folder of any game that you're trying to anonymize. Now, for me, I want to anonymize, for example, Path of Exile. So I go on Grinding Gear Games, Path of Exile, and here are the exe files. Alright, the exe files are basically the files that start the game and the files that connect to the internet usually. Alright, now what you have to do is you have to find all the exe files of your game, and then you have to add them to this list. Okay, so I'm gonna add the client, and I'm also going to add the second one. Screw it, whatever. And I'm gonna also add Path of Exile. Okay, so some games may have multiple exe files. It's just safest to add them all to this list. Okay, it's really the safest way of doing it, because if by accident you miss one that also connects to the internet, that might have severe consequences depending on what you're trying to do. Alright, let's also add all the warframe files. That means add new application. Go to my MMO folder again. Go to warframe, download it public, and this is the warframe 64. That is the exe file which connects to the internet. Now it's also good to have another look and see whether there's any more. It's always good to be safe. Drivers, cache, Windows. No, there's nothing in there. Drivers, Lotus. There's nothing in there. Okay, let's have that. I'm gonna add these just for caution. Jira client, and the other one. It's always safest to add as many exe files as you can find in a game folder. Just to be sure. It's better to have too many in there than not enough. Okay? Alright. Those seem to be the exe files that I can find for these games. And basically all you then have to do is enable the secure IP bind. Okay, I'm going to disable it, and there you can enable it. And now all of these games and game processes will now connect to the internet through your secure encrypted private network connection, which makes you anonymous when you're playing these games. So you can start your game and it's going to update and so on. Now, just to explain really quickly what kind of upsides this has. For example, if you want to trade with yourself, if you have multiple accounts and trading between multiple accounts is not allowed, you get to use the secure IP bind. If you have two computers, for example, you use one computer with the VPN enabled. That means you have two different IP addresses. One computer with your IP address and one computer with the VPN IP address, which allows you to trade with yourself if you have two computers, which isn't that hard to have. I mean, you can just have an old laptop to trade with yourself or something. So that is one use. Also, if you have been banned, if your IP address is banned or something, then you can use this as well to still be able to access a game or a game server and so on. There is literally thousands of ways you can use this in gaming. Alright, so I hope this has helped you guys, and I hope to see you guys quite soon. If you want to get this VPN software, you can get it at the link in the description of this video. And thanks you guys for watching. See you guys soon.